and welcome back to ProScrims. Mr. X joined by Twiz and Wisdom, and this is going to be domination on Freight, and this is game match right here for FeaR. FeaR can win this match, they will be your ProScrim champions of the night. And what are you going to look for out of who you want to see from SoaR or the Ex-SoaR team really step up for you guys tonight?
For me?
For you, Twiz. And then I'm going to go to Wisdom, and I'm going to ask her.
Recruit Spacely.
It's going to be Spacely for you, and why do you really want to watch Spacely and just see what he does? And I agree. I think Spacely, kind of like how we were talking about Moho before, more of the objective player, and he really needs to focus in the slaying department a little bit more.
Yeah, I know if Spacely's doing well, the team's doing well. That's usually how things go.
Yeah, absolutely. And Wisdom, who are you going to be looking at from the Ex-SoaR lineup to really step up for you? You can't say Spacely because he said Spacely already.
No!
That was a cheap way out, Wisdom.
Damn it. Okay. I'm gonna say Liar.
Liar?
I think Liar's my boy. I think he needs to keep his team focused because with the young bloods, sometimes they can when they get hyped, sometimes they get a bit distracted. So I think he brings a lot of good experience to this team, and if he can keep them focused and calm because he really has that personality, then I think they can make some good plays.
Absolutely. I definitely agree that Liar is definitely going to be the leader, so to speak, of this Ex-SoaR lineup, just out of age and experience. And right now they're doing a great job. They're holding their home flag and B, which B is extremely difficult to get back on this map. Twiz, when teams usually take B against you guys, how do you guys usually go about just trying to get it back?
Against Envy at Columbus, we realized that we had a problem when we didn't have, the initial lead. So we started to realize that it's mainly just pulling out smokes and going for their home flag is your best bet because AB is the favorite side 100%.
Right.
So it's just smokes and home flag.
Yeah, I would definitely say A and B, that side is definitely the more favorable side of the two, but we see actually there's a FeaR player, and I believe it's Moho. He's over at A, and he's going to neutralize this, and this is actually a pretty big play from Moho. It stops that bleeding on the clock, and it only puts them down by 17. Right there, really smart play, taking out methods. Yeah, and it looks like he's going to be able to take this. And ooh, player from SoaR, it's going to be Heist coming back and taking him out. And I'm really shocked that when Moho didn't cap A, that his teammates really didn't try and force themselves onto B. That probably would have been the play that I would have been looking for there. Yeah, and dumb. That's one thing that we talk about a lot is that when you're pretty much just stuck with your only home flag, that the play is to go towards the other team's home flag and neutralize it, and then trying to work back towards B.
Yeah, when you go for the other team's home flag and you push the spawns, it really forces them to think on their feet and adapt, rather than going for traditional just B push and then maintaining your side, right? Mixes things up a little bit, kind of like when you throw smokes, right? Throw smokes, puts a little bit of pressure on the other team, and it starts to get in their head a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. And you see Moho, he did a great job right there. He's able to take the A flag back, and you see FeaR making a strong push with Dito over here on this right side, trying to get back this B flag, but they really haven't been able to get that B back, and they're going to actually trip cap right here to get it, and they're going to be able to hold it. Right now, if they can hold it for this last 1 minute and 20 seconds, that's huge time they can pick up here, Twiz.
Yeah, they completely switched things around on not SoaR right now, making that AB push, and if Moho can get this flag neutral, they could really get a comeback on.
Yeah, and he's able to get it neutral, and every second counts towards the ends of these domination games. Really, if you have the opportunity at the end of the game with maybe 50 seconds left, a minute left, to push for that other team's home flag and at least neutralize it. We see so many of these games with pro teams come down to 2 or 3 seconds that just a neutralization of a flag for that long can really just turn the tides of a whole game series.
Spacely with a nice knife there. I don't know if you guys saw that, but Spacely was about to run out of ammo after capping C flag, and then just went around and just knifed the kid in the back. So
I saw it.
I think it was really big that they lowered the lead down to, I don't know, it's going to be, I think, 6 or so.
Yeah, it's going to be about 6 or 7 right now. If it stand still, 5 seconds left. It's going to actually be
6. I'm so
6,
good.
Yeah. That was pretty accurate, Twiz. You're pretty good at that. It's going to be only a 6-point lead for this SoaR team, and if you're them, you dominated the slaying department pretty much. You have methods at 14 and 9, Liar at 12 and 9. You have to get more points out of that. in a bigger lead. You know, 6 points is
Yeah,
really
you didn't see a lot of team
really
hopping
nothing.
on flex. They tried to do it individually way too many times.
Yeah, and I mean, that could definitely be a product of them just being a new team and not playing together for too long. We've seen better teamwork out of them, especially on Search and Destroy. But right now in Domination, you know, they're really just trying to dominate the kill feed. And I'm really going to be looking forward to seeing if they can put together a really strong domination game the second half. I saw them scrim the other night, and I saw Methods. He was really going off. So he's the player I want to start off with in this next map. Dom, what do you know about Methods as a player, and what do you like about his game?
Methods he really is that aggressive player, right? He'll get in your face in game. He'll get in your face outside of game. He's probably one of the funniest players on the circuit because when you listen to him, he's just an absolute riot and he makes you like, he's aggressive in making you laugh, and I mean, the kid just goes off. Right?
Yeah, Methods is my little munchkin. He's such a cute little bugger. I mean, he's hilarious, and he's one hell of a Call of Duty player. You know, he's a lot of times I forget that he's so young at age that, you know, he acts a lot more mature, and his game knowledge and just awareness of just how to play shooting games in general is just extremely smart. And you know, this is a really smart player here at a formal. He's able to get behind the other team, and instead of going for their flag, he's going to try and pick up kills in this green building. You know, they actually spotted him out somehow. You know. So good communication right there from that Ex-SoaR team. And right now I'm on with Heist, and he's up in this 3-story, and this is such a powerful spot to take over this B flag from.
It really is. And with the new maps, being that I find that there's more dimension to them.
Verticality?
Verticality, there's more altitude, I believe is the correct word. I'm going to vocabulary 101 right here.
Verticality, that's the word they use. It's the word I hear on the streets, verticality.
Is that the word you hear? Is that what the cool kids are saying right now?
That's the rumor on the streets. It's called verticality.
Okay. Well, we'll go with it. So the verticality is much greater on these maps than you see on the Black Ops 2 maps. We also, just to point out here, Methods, try to cap that A flag. Unfortunately, gets taken out in the process.
Yeah,
There's more dimension, and it's harder to move around these maps, I find.
Absolutely, but right there, I mean, you see when Methods trying to push that last flag, FeaR was able to get 3 people down and able to neutralize B, and, you know, leaving Formal, though, in a bad situation because SoaR comes right back and takes B back, and they killed all 3 people for FeaR. So I mean, right now, FeaR is really going to need to start getting a little bit more aggressive there, letting SoaR push straight up into their base. And, I mean, Twiz, right now, if you're FeaR, would you try and go underground and try and maybe get towards that C flag?
I think that's probably their best bet, but usually when you have A, B is pretty easy to obtain, but they seem to be having a hard time getting SoaR out of their power spots.
Yeah, you know, SoaR is definitely in these power spots right now, and, you know, we've seen Spacely, he's 8-5. I totally jinxed him. I totally jinxed that guy, too. Let's go all with Methods. I like Methods. And he's up in that red building, and this is what I believe, that the red side of the map is the side that you need to control on both sides to be effective. If you can control that red side and get to this lumber area and start spawn killing, I mean, you can pretty much just take over the map from there.
Yeah, SoaR's building, or not SoaR, is building a pretty nice lead for themselves right here. And they're on bad side, so that's pretty surprising in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you see, I believe Methods on your screen right now, and he's just running around back towards C, just making sure nobody's over there. And, you know, they're actually going to go push this up for a 3-cat right now. And ahead by so many points, I really don't know if I agree with that move. They should just hold map control like they're doing, because, you know, crazy things do happen. But, I mean, SoaR is just dominating the kill feed right now. And, you know, SoaR, Complex is the one that I'm looking towards. He's only 4-10 right now. And, I mean, he's definitely not happy about that. He's shooting bodies. It's just not nice to do to anybody. But I think he's probably doing that because he's probably getting a little frustrated that, I mean, we're seeing the SoaR players play a little differently. You're seeing them just sit in spots that a lot of players don't really sit in. I mean, it's definitely being frustrating for the FeaR squad.
Yeah, Complex shooting bodies, I'm pretty sure he does that to, like, get in people's heads sometimes, because I know he used to do it when I teamed with him, and he used to, like, laugh at how mad the other team would get.
Yeah, I mean, that's a thing that I see a lot of players do. I mean, a lot of our players, I mean, sometimes when we're playing a team that we may not necessarily like, I tell Aches and, like, shoot that guy's body, shoot his body, just to kind of get in the other team's head. And, you know, Wisdom, I believe you're a psych major, so you know all about these head games between players. I mean, you know, shooting bodies and just lots of I mean, not really trash talk, but you can say some things that can get in somebody's head. I mean, online is not really much of a factor, but at LAN we've definitely seen it prove to be a factor.
Absolutely. One of the things that we know is that when you have a lot of stress on you, lots of little stressors have a much more profound effect than one major stressor. So having one player stand up and yell like, "You suck" on main stage won't have as much effect as having maybe an entire team shoot at your dead body a couple of times in game.
Yeah.
And all those little things, especially if you're having a bad game, so like let's say your complex, for example, who's 7-15, and on top of that you're having your body shot at and the rest of your team can't cap. Those things are going to quickly add up, and you're quickly going to see a decrease in performance.
Absolutely. I mean, I agree. I see when a lot of times that we're at LAN and when we start getting louder, it just ramps up our play a lot and it just kind of deflates the other team. And sometimes, I mean, depending on the event, they really can't even hear each other. But right there, you see dominant performance out of this Ex-SoaR team that they were getting dominated on the domination game mode earlier. What do you think they really did there? Besides, I mean, they stepped up in the slaying department, Twiz, but what do you think they changed just team-wise right there to really pull out that victory?
I want to say that Liar stepped up as a leader, but I think Spacely just started to slay him, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely what I think too. I mean, Spacely came up big right there in those last games, racking up the kills. And, you know, right now we're going to go to a commercial break, but next map's going to be a search and destroy, and we've seen them split the search and destroy so far, so it's going to be extremely interesting. Who do you guys take in this next game?
Search?
Yeah, it's going to be search.
I think FeaR is going to pull it out.
I think FeaR is going to pull out. What do you think, Dom?
I'm going to go with Ex-SoaR.
Ex-SoaR?
Yeah.
You're going to go with Ex-SoaR? I'm going to be a tiebreaker. I'm going to go completely unbiased. I'm going to go take FeaR because I know Formal pretty well. So when we come back, we're going to have search and destroy. Don't know the map yet, but stay tuned. It's going to be FeaR against the Ex-SoaR team.